Welcome into the Ravens Rundown, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. So glad to have you with us. On today's show, we will get you ready for the Baltimore Ravens Week 2 matchup against the Miami Dolphins. Both teams coming in with a 1-0 record, and it certainly should be a very interesting game as the Ravens coming back after the win against the New York Jets last week. The Dolphins were able to take care of business against Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. The odds for this game, the guys out west have the Ravens as about a 3-point favorite, over-under at 44.5. And in just a moment, I will go over my keys to the game. I have 5 keys for a Ravens victory. We'll break those down all in depth, and then at the end of the show, I'll give you my prediction for how I see this game playing out for the Ravens here in Week 2. Before we get to my prediction here on the Ravens Rundown, let's get your prediction. Who you got? The Ravens or the Fins? Let us know in the comment section. Type BAL for the Ravens. Type MIA for the Dolphins. Maybe that's a sign for Miami. I think they're going to be MIA, missing in action on Sunday. If the Ravens take care of business and listen to my keys to the game, the Ravens are going to be in great shape. What say you? Let me know in the comment section. Who you got, Ravens or Fins? BAL for the Ravens, MIA for the Miami Dolphins. So the first key for the Ravens that I want to point to is taking away Tyreek Hill. Now, Tyreek Hill getting paid a lot of money, more than anybody else on this Miami Dolphins roster. One of the highest paid wide receivers in the National Football League. They acquired him from the Kansas City Chiefs, where he was dynamic the last several years, playing alongside Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. And one of the things that I would look to with Tyreek Hill is beyond just the small sample size of him in Miami so far at this point, but looking back to his days in Kansas City and how the Chiefs were able to use him effectively. And as I was going through the film room the last, couple days looking at this matchup, the thing that I noticed the most, who was most effective, and I know it's ironic because they just lost to him last week, was Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots against Tyreek Hill over the years when he was in Kansas City. And Bill Belichick talked about what it takes on covering Tyreek Hill, and it was something specific here. Listen to this. Going back to 2019, here's what Belichick said. The first third down play of the game, we double cover Hill. Mahomes is trying to throw the ball in this general area, and then there's the double coverage on Hill. That gives our rush an opportunity to get there. Another double coverage play here on Hill, a similar play. The coverage is here and really good. Nobody's really open. Devin's over the top on Hill, so as Mahomes tries to extend the play and get out, Trey Flowers is able to make the play from the backside. I think that saved us, 3 points. So I would say go back to what Bill Belichick has done over the years in that intense focus of double coverage on Tyreek Hill. The defensive stats against the Jets last week, you can see the Ravens did a really good job when it came to points, sacks, interceptions, forced fumbles. But yards allowed, 378 from that Jets team that was playing with the backup quarterback in Joe Flacco. To me, I'm looking at that pass defense, and you would like to see that Dolphins offense not be able to move like the Jets did and take away Tyreek Hill effectively and slow down that Dolphins offense. Number 2, let's go to the offensive side of the ball for the Ravens. And for me, it's establishing the run. Hopefully the Ravens have JK Dobbins back. He wasn't quite able to give it a go week 1, but we'll see if he can play this week in week 2. You don't have Gus Edwards for the next couple of weeks with him on PUP, but it's got to be a next man up mentality. You got to have other guys, and we saw Mike Davis play really well in the preseason, but last week there was a lot left to be desired from the Ravens running game. You look at the numbers from last week, Kenyon Drake, 11 carries, 31 yards. Even Lamar Jackson didn't run the ball that great with 6 carries and 17 yards. Mike Davis had 2 carries for 17 yards, also fumbled the football. And then Justice Hill had 2 carries for 4 yards. You would like to see the Ravens be able to establish that run game no matter who is in that backfield. And I understand you have issues with guys banged up on the offensive line, but the way this Ravens team is built with their personnel, you have to be able to run the football. You have to establish it. Look, you can get away with not being able to run the football great against teams like the Jets, but the Dolphins, this is a team that could be a playoff team in 2022. And so with your respect to your opponent and the way that this team is set up, the Ravens have to be able to run the football well against anybody, and the Dolphins are no exception. So run game got to be better this week. So will we see JK Dobbins ultimately play for the Ravens this week? Do you think he's going to be able to give it a go? We'll see. I don't know. What say you? Let me know in the comments section. Type Y for yes, type in for no, if we will see J.K. Dobbins play this week against the Miami Dolphins. Got a great deal that we are offering Baltimore Ravens fans. Jerseys are on sale now at chatsports.com/Ravens jersey. They include the likes of Marcus Williams, Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, Odafe Owe, even the Ray Lewis jerseys are for sale. And they come in all shapes and sizes, colors, everything in between. However, you want to rock out with your flock out, we got you covered here on the Ravens Rundown with all sorts of options to get your Ravens jersey. You can wear it at home or at the stadium, wherever it may be. We have all those options available, whether it's for the current guys or the throwbacks. Everything in between is available at chatsports.com/Ravens jersey. Get yours today. Number 3 on my keys to the game for the Ravens is attacking the Dolphins secondary. And I was talking to my buddy Will Scott, our Dolphins host, about this Dolphins team, and the clear weakness when you look at the Dolphins roster right now is that secondary. And let's start, before we look at the Dolphins secondary and their issues, just starting with Lamar Jackson first. Last week against the New York Jets, these are his Pro Football Focus grades of what he was able to do. As you can see, throwing the ball deep, 20-plus yards down the field, not great. Graded out just below a 60. Medium passing game, not bad, 75.3. Short passing game, really good, 81.3. Behind the line of scrimmage, a 55.8. I would really like to see Lamar Jackson go deep and attack that secondary. That deep number that you see, that 60 grade, I would love to see that a lot higher, because there is a distinct advantage that the Dolphins do not have that the Ravens do have on that matchup there when you look at the receivers versus the secondary here. Look at the Dolphins' secondary injuries right now, folks. Mackenzie Alexander dealing with a groin. He's questionable. Byron Jones, ankle injury. He's on PUP. He's not going to play. He'll be out for a while. Clayton on IR. Trill Williams also on IR. That secondary is dealing with a lot of issues right now. The Ravens have to take advantage of this and throw the football down the field. I'm not just talking about the short passing game. I'm talking about getting these guys down the field and through the deep passing game and taking advantage of that. Look, Lamar Jackson, when they faced the Dolphins last year, really struggled with cover zero with the Dolphins used so effectively last year. It was embarrassing. Can't let that happen again. Lamar needs a big day getting the football down the field as far as I'm concerned. Now, you tell me, what's your confidence level heading into Sunday? 1-0 is nice. Always feels good to start off the year with a win. How you feeling after that? You feeling pretty good? I'm feeling pretty good. Even with the injuries that we've talked about the last couple of days that have stacked up for the Ravens, I feel like the Ravens are still in a good place heading in to this matchup with the Dolphins. What say you? Rate your confidence level in the Ravens heading into Sunday. Let me know. 1 through 10 in the comments section below. Let me know here on the Ravens Rundown. Speaking of which, you need to subscribe to the channel. On Sunday, we're going to be doing post-game coverage, recapping this one and looking back at the game that was. And each day here on the channel, we're covering the latest news, rumors, trades, free agency, and everything in between on your favorite team, the Baltimore Ravens. It's all in one place every day. No one is covering the Baltimore Ravens like we are here on the Ravens Rundown. Subscribe now, youtube.com/RavensTV. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Couple more keys for you. One thing I'm looking at is Isaiah Likely. Isaiah Likely was terrific in the preseason, and much has been made about this pickup that the Ravens did of bringing in Isaiah Likely in this past NFL draft. And I want to look at his statistics going back to the preseason and then looking at this past week against the New York Jets. Something stands out among everything else. I'll give you a hint what that is. Look what happened last week against the Jets. 4 targets, no catches. Nothing. When the 2 previous preseason games he played, Arizona was unstoppable. 8 catches, 100 yards, 1 touchdown on 8 targets. Against Tennessee, 4 catches, 44 yards, and 4 targets here. Look, I understand he's a rookie, and this is not going to be overnight of him turning into a superstar by any means. But getting Isaiah Likely involved and playing to the type of player that we saw in the preseason, if he can be like that and show even just shades of that, that would go a long way. If you can have another tight end option besides the old reliable and Mark Andrews, if Isaiah Likely can step up, if we can see him get involved and play like he did in those preseason games, watch out. He is going to be a beast. So I want to see the Isaiah Likely that we saw in the preseason, him step up and be a really good option as that number 2 tight end. Here's an opportunity against that very weak Dolphins secondary. My last one for you is pressure on Tua Tagovailoa, the Dolphins quarterback. And look, the O-line for the Dolphins is just absolutely horrendous. They have been very bad the last several years. And, I mean, look at these statistics. I almost feel bad for Tua, what he's had to deal with the last couple of seasons. You go back to 2020, he was sacked 20 times. 2021, sacked 20 times. Last week, in their win against the New England Patriots, just one game, he got sacked 3 times. All of those sacks, it can't just be on the quarterback, right? I mean, the offensive line has got some serious issues there. So I would send the house, get a lot of pressure on Tua because that offensive line just really struggles there in Miami. So I think that's very key, is getting pressure on Tua, and you should see some results there. So how many times will the Ravens sack Tua? I like a lot of these defensive players for the Ravens. You know I do. We've talked about that a lot here on this channel. How many times do you think that we see them get pressure on Tua and get sacks? Let me know in the comments section. Put a number on it of how many sacks we see on Sunday. Before we go, my pick, Ravens win. I think so. And I think that they cover that margin that we showed you earlier. Vegas says Ravens by 3. I think they can win by more than that. I think the Ravens are a significantly better football team than the Dolphins are. I think they win 27-20. The Ravens offense looks really good again. The defense, I think, is going to have a field day getting pressure on Tua. And I like the Ravens to get it done 27-20. As always, you can follow me on social media, on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at Tyler Jones Live, also on Facebook as well. And we will see you next time right here on the Ravens Rundown. Have a great day.